What's going on, everybody? I'm MD and welcome back to another MD Fish Tanks build video. So this build's going to be a little bit different to my usual stuff. It's going to be super simple, but hopefully have a massive impact because I've got these massive pieces of wood to go in that little tank. So this whole build actually came about by accident. I bought those pieces of wood and I just chucked them in that tank because I didn't have anywhere else to put them at the time. And after a few days I kept looking at them thinking, you know what, that looks really good. Let me show you exactly what I did. That's like the easiest escape I've ever done. 2 pieces of big bogwood. If you can't do this, then give up. I suppose the key to this is finding big pieces of bogwood that you like that can actually work. So as soon as I saw these, I knew I could do something with them. So I just bought them back here and chucked them in the tank. Click subscribe. Now the thing is, bogwood is actually quite expensive. Now combine that with obviously a load of plants and things like that, your cost is going to go up. The good thing about this scape is going to be Blackwater. No plants, well, minimal plants, all right? I'm never going to do no plants, am I? So that is going to keep our costs right down, meaning you can spend a little bit more money than you would usually on your hardscape because big pieces like this weigh a lot. Quite often it's done by weight and they're not going to be cheap, are they? 2 pieces like that are going to be about £50, which is about 65 US dollars. Prices are going to vary everywhere, so look out for bargains. That's a good tip. If you're at the shop and you see something you want, good price, just grab it. So there we have the basic structure with also the sand down at the base. Now I've tried to give the impression that there's sort of like roots coming into the water, but still keeping that front area nice and clear for lots of swim room, and it's pushed sort of further to the back as you can see there, but there's still enough room for fish and water flow and that kind of thing. But I don't just want to keep it a plain sand like that. I want to put some detailed stuff kind of around the back area, and you see where the wood actually touches the decorative sand as well. And for that, I've got this stuff you can see here. So I've got like a coarser gravel, which is Hugo Kamishi. Nice stuff. You can get these in like 3 different gradings. I think this is the medium, and then this is the fine stuff. And there's also some bigger bits. This is recycled from another setup, you see. So there's loads of different variation there, but we just don't want to just chuck it in randomly. We want to put it in like targeted areas. Right, so I've kept the back areas nice and light still, and then just the detail around sort of where the wood's touching the sand, you know, that's like I said, I don't want too heavy. I still want to give it a clean look, but then it's still got that natural sort of touch to it as well, and I really like that. And already I'm starting to think it's going to look good with some plants in there, but I definitely not going to plant any in the substrate. A bit like the tank you can see next to it, which is my 4-foot Discus tank. These guys are looking great. I just fed them, so there's like food everywhere, but yeah, so if you look there, it's just epiphyte plants, which means they just attach to the rocks and the wood. They're not planted in any of the substrate at all, and it gives a really good look, a contemporary look if you like, and it's easy to maintain, and it kind of puts more attention onto the fish, and that's kind of what I want to do in this Blackwater aquarium as well. So I think I'm going to do something similar, maybe, see how it works, or I might just go for full-on floating plants to give it that green punch, but then keep the full black. Yes, that's what we're doing. So that's all looking awesome, and I think now it's time to start adding the filtration. And for that, I want to carry on the theme of using the steel lily pipes. Now I've got one there, I've got one on that side of the Discus tank. I've also got 2 on the Peninsula Aquarium, and I just love the way that they look. Lots of people have actually asked me, MD, why don't you use the glass lily pipes? Well, the glass ones get dirty very quickly, and when you start maintaining all the different things and plants and everything that I've got, you don't want to be worrying about your glassware being slightly dirty. I'd just be forever cleaning, wouldn't I? And I just really like the sort of industrial clean look that you get from the steel lily pipes, especially against this sort of rock look background that we've got going on. I just think the whole thing just works really well together. So we've got a nice steel inlet and outlet pipes there, but when I first made this tank, I only left holes at the back there, and I don't really want pipe work going on the back. It's just going to really spoil the view, or the background. So I'm going to just have to drill some on the side here. So we're all plumbed in, you can see there, look, the pipe's going in, and then just across, all ready to go into the filter, which is this like Chinese generic white label. So this one's all Pond Solutions. I think it's Sun in America as well. Just your standard stuff really. But they do the job really well. And this one's actually full of media, as you can see there, that I've taken from all other tanks, or filters, sorry. So we're all set up, ready to rock and roll straight away. So let's just plug it in and get going. Oh, and a good tip for you guys, if you want to get your filter started nice and quickly, fill it up before you close the lid down. Not full, but you know, almost full. Put the lid on top and then plumb it in and get the siphon going, and then you can get started. It's so much easier because most of the air is already out of it. Now mine's already cycled media, so I'll want to use some water from the Discus tank, but you can use tap water if it's a brand new setup. Click subscribe. Right, that's the tank full up. Well, not full. I don't like to go all the way to the top because I just think it's not necessary and there's higher risk of fish jumping. Anyway, look, I can already see the tannins leaching out of that wood, which is really good. That's what we want for a Blackwater Aquarium. I'll be adding more in with some Botanicals later on, but for now I just wanted to point out there's an inline heater. Look, that's the outlet part of the filter. It goes across into the inline heater, set to 24 at the moment. Oh, it's blurred. There we go, 24 at the moment. 24.1, whatever. Anyway, that comes up, goes back out. So that way, there's nothing in the tank apart from those nice stainless steel thingy bobs and the wood, obviously. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. So plant life. Are we adding plants? No, we're not. Apart from floating plants. Now, recently I took a trip to Aquarium Gardens, and I also managed to get this amazing piece of wood from there as well. Coming up later on, another scape, much later on. Few weeks. Well, I'm not even sure yet. Anyway, so I need to put some floating plants because I think it'll look really good with the proper tanned, tinted, dark water. And then I picked up all of these floating plants from one of Dave's scapes at Aquarium Gardens, and he had too many in there, so I just picked off some nice healthy ones from the top, all well established, and then we can just put them straight into this tank and it'll just look awesome straight away. So that is looking really sweet so far, exactly how I was picturing it. But to get that really dark tint, we need to add botanicals, and to do that I need to go home and boil them up, because then they sink, otherwise they just float at the top, which isn't too much of a problem because they will sink over time, but I want it all now. I want it to sink right now. Always be patient. I'm not a very patient person. It is good, I suppose, because it helps me get stuff done quickly. So I've got a ton of botanicals here. Now botanicals are just like organic things and leaves and dead stuff that leave like a brown, oh, I just dropped off of them, a brownness to the water. But to get that brownness out, you have to sort of boil them first. Now I would say that this is one of those don't tell the wife moments, but she's actually in the kitchen, said I could use this pot, so we're all good. The dinner is cleared away, the botanicals have been boiled, you can see they're actually sunk down, the water level's reduced, a lot of it's evaporated off, which means we've got like a really high strength brine, if you like, of the tint. So what I need to do now is pot up all this stuff so I can take it over to the studio and put it into the new tank. So it's been one day already, and look, it's getting some really good tint going on, but that's nothing compared to what we're going to actually add in with this down here. Oh, I also got a surprise on the top. There we go, that is dark already, look at a really nice colour. But obviously we still need to add in our botanicals. So that is looking insane. Look, right next to the Discus aquarium. The Discus are looking over like, we want some tannings, we want some tannings. That could be an option, but actually nah, it's gonna look awesome having a massive contrast between the two. But now for that surprise I told you about down here, and not the drill or the scissors, I've got red root floaters. I've ordered these off of Amazon or eBay, one or the other, I don't know. Anyway, some mature ones, they've got the red roots in them, and they should spread pretty quickly and give a nice little bit of extra colour. I don't know, a little bit more detail. I just thought I'd go for it.